Hello my friends, I am G Hondo and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD with mods. This is episode 15. In the last episode we went ahead and um, basically just consolidated, continuing to sell off old vehicles, letting some auto-renew, but mostly just, extending debt to pick up more unprofitable routes. So basically improving the bottom line, I guess is the short answer, so we'll get cracking here. Um, Still definitely have a long way to go. Like, this is absolutely terrible. But we're at least making actual progress again, because now we can see, we're actually profitable. Um, the new vehicles will pop now and again because I lowered the auto renew value. By default, when you first fire the game up, it will only do that if you have at least 200,000. I knocked it down to 2. So anytime a vehicle comes in, and if I have any money at all, even if it's nowhere near enough, it will still auto-renew. So I do expect these to drop out a little bit more, but that's fine. If I come in here and sort it by age, you can see I still have a fair number. They're all waiting to be auto-renewed. Um, yeah, about a third or so, give or take. So I'm fully expecting to see this number keep going, which in turn will slow things down on repaying the debt, but that's okay. I will repay it as I can. In terms of missions, the only one that theoretically is close would be this one, but as I showed in the last episode, the mine itself is gone, and the next nearest one is a bit too far away for my purposes, so I'm just leaving this one. So basically we're just going to let the other ones slowly tick up. We probably won't actually see any of them complete during this episode, but that's okay. We'll just pop over here somewhere and watch one of our nice profitable routes, and that will be good. We've also started getting the occasional pop-up about new vehicles becoming available. So far, they've just been passenger carriages with extra horse teams, so basically just adjusting the speed of those. So it's not really helpful since all the passengers ones I've been doing have all been on trams using the streetcar, as opposed to the carriage ones which use the actual proper roads. So far that hasn't actually helped us at all, but at least, any new vehicle, it's a good sign. More to come, and that'll always be good. I'm, of course, still anxiously awaiting the advent of trains, because that is really what my passion is, but we shall have to wait for those yet. In the meantime, we're still just cruising on here, and that is a good thing. With my actual profitable valuables, this is very good. So, even though this is a pretty long route, it's still definitely worthwhile. I mean, theoretically, I could add either mail or passenger or something and, squeeze more out of these. But all that's, well, the part that worries me is that will, of course, increase congestion around the stations. And at this point, I don't want anything interrupting the flow of these valuables carts, because they're the only things I have that are making real serious money and staying that way. The other vehicles I've been having, of course, all the industry ones, they've been going great for a while, but then the raw industry peters out, and suddenly they start making nothing, and that's the end of that. So, but that's okay. So for at least for a little while, I'm going to be concentrating more on things that don't expire, such as valuables, passenger, and mail traffic, because those never expire. At most, the amounts can change, as the city grows and changes, where places the actual houses can change. So the amount of passengers or mail you have access to may change, but they'll never completely vanish on you. And even if they do, it's just a case of, building a new station 4 or 5 squares further down with the control click, and then the whole thing counts as one station anyway. It's not like, say, an iron mine that disappears. You then have to go 2 or 3 screens to try and find another one, which is really harsh. So for now, I'm concentrating just on infrastructure and any new missions. If we actually do manage to finish one, I'm only going to actually do if it's very close, meaning very inexpensive to build, or it's for something that's, like I just said, of passengers, mail, or valuables. So that's the plan moving forward for the next little while anyway. So we shall move on here. Where's the actual bank in here? There it is. Yeah. And the other thing about banks is it doesn't really matter whether you're just barely helping them or taking their full amounts from them. The amount of production here doesn't change all that often. It still changes according to the normal random events, but it's not like it's, you know, a finite resource where it's just going to peter out on you, nor is it going to increase drastically unless the actual city increases drastically. But I've never seen it change more than, you know, just the normal, you know, 6 or so units at a time, up or down. So I mean, I could leave it on here for years and years and years, and it'll basically fluctuate between 24 and 30 because those are its, yeah, see, it just jumped right back up. So that's why I really do like these. Not to mention that, of course, they're actually worth a fair bit. So the actual trip is profitable too, which is very nice. So anyway, looks like we've so far only replaced one vehicle this year, I think. Well, that's fine. They will replace on their own whenever they can. I'm not too worried about them. I'm noticing that the actual profit level is not all that great. I should probably seriously consider cloning a few more of these valuables. Either here or there was another one. Now I don't remember what city I did it in, but there was another bank. Oh, here it is here. Priority. So either that one or this one. Just add a few more vehicles to them to speed these along. So yeah, again, the production here is very similar. That's very normal amounts. I think on this end it was slightly higher, but it's going to be basically the same amount. Where is the actual bank? I don't see it. They hide very, very well. I know for a fact you're around here because this station supports valuables, so I know you're vaguely near. You're vaguely near this station, but I really don't see it. Is that it right there? No, that's my station. Wow, these things are hard to see. Anyway, from what I recall from the last time I actually was able to find this little bank, the amounts it was using was pretty comparable or maybe slightly higher than on the other end, but not enough to really make a huge difference, so it's fine. But it might be worthwhile to add another vehicle or two to, because these are spaced pretty far apart. So I think I might just do that. In fact, I might get a couple. That'll be even better. There we go. There, that should help a bit. Excellent. Okay, off we go. Always good to get a few more vehicles going since they're actually profitable. And that route's not terribly far. It's a little bit for on the far end, but it's certainly not the worst I've seen. So it should only take probably maybe a year or so for those carriages I just bought to make a full trip and therefore make me some money. So not too concerned about those. Clearly, at least one other thing did do an auto renew at some point. I didn't see it go by, but I think that was at 55 or so. So that's okay. And welcome to 1835. new vehicles for this year, it looks like, which is unfortunate. The city, though, must be growing because they're just adding in a new, some kind of sports arena. And the profit is ever so slowly flowing in, so good times. Something renewed. Despite all these messages, I see it's still complaining that they can't. At least one of them managed to. So I guess that's a good thing. But oh, how much easier things will get once trains are finally available. I am thoroughly looking forward to that moment. Whenever that is, I have no idea. I'm quite sure in history by the mid-1800s there were at least primitive trains, but I can't remember for sure. My history is not... it's not coming to me today like it usually does, so... Anyway. This is fantastic. And the other reason I like valuables as well, not just because they don't ever expire, but much like passengers and mail, they get paid on both sides of the trip, so... it's bank to bank and back, so... it's good all the way around. Which is fantastic news. And we're just cruising through time here, so this is good. Oh, definitely some more vehicles have renewed. Still quite a few to go, though. Quite a few to go. $26 to go. Plus however many we're kind of getting close, you know, as we approach year end, but there's currently 26 vehicles that are already due. It's a lot. It's a lot more than I thought. Oh well. We'll chip away at them. We'll chip away at them slowly, but we'll get there. I guess what I could do is I could up that to say 20,000. That way it will only do it if I could repay a loan but chose not to, as opposed to basically not even letting me get started here. That might be worth doing. I'll think about that between episodes. That's something I might actually want to do. Because yes, it is important to get these vehicles renewed, but on the other hand, getting rid of this debt's also very, very important. In fact, that makes me actually really want to do it now, actually. Just have to remember where that is. I don't remember. Where? Oh, there it is, right there. So I'm going to set that to... you know what, I'm just going to set back to 200, forget it. We're not even going to worry about it. We've got to clear this debt away or nothing else will happen. While you were in there, you probably noticed some other settings I had put in. I took inflation off because that was kind of annoying me. I left the interest rate at 4%. The running costs I had set to medium before the game started. Everything else I left as default. I don't think there's anything in there that really mattered too much. So it was just really this I was playing with, um, so that's fine. But yeah, everything else there I think is pretty much normal, except, like I said, I took inflation off because that was really annoying me, especially while we are in this debt spiral. So having these things just go up and up and up faster than, you know, the amount of money you're bringing in is not good. So, and besides which, I'm not sure how tested that is for such a long running game, because I think normally the game starts in either 1900 or 1950 and then goes to 2050, whereas we're starting in 1800. So we have that entire extra 100 years of that extra inflation that I'm not sure the game's balanced for. So, I mean, it could be, I don't know, but I'm guessing it isn't. So that's why I shut that off. So hopefully you guys don't consider me cheating that I did that. But anyway, I managed to chip away just a tiny bit of a loan there. So, good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Now we just need to spend several months crawling back up, so we can chip away the next bit. At this point it looks like basically I should be able to pay off one chunk of loan a year minimum. So that would be very, very good. So last year we effectively made about 40,000 minus, if I just mentally remove this part, because I'm not doing that this year. And if we hold approximately equal to that, then I'll be able to actually knock off 2 bits of loan per year. And that would be very, very good. So the faster we get rid of this, the happier everyone will be, especially the bankers. But I know some of that's from a couple routes that are still pretty long, but so it may not be quite as even as I think it is, but either way, it still should be okay. Oh, there's the bank there. Oh, actually, it's almost double. I just saw a glimpse of it there, so it's very hard to see, but I do wonder though, is there another bank? Come on, let me have it again. Is there another bank near here that would be worth sub-connecting to? No, not really. Those are pretty far away. If I had trains, I would think that's not too bad, but by road, that's a bit farther than I'd like to go. Maybe later, once we get trains. Or if a new bank is built in a city nearby. Then it'd be worth doing. Yeah, this is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And that's with just 8. I mean, which is basically nothing. And they're still making that much. So clearly valuables are, well, frankly, valuable. I know it seems fairly obvious, but I'd kind of forgotten about them when we were first starting and getting all these other missions up, because we just didn't have any bank missions for the first little while. It's a shame, really, because I think we would have been in a lot better a spot during the opening. That, and if that one oil refinery had, you know, conned me into building 3 separate stations for oil rigs, or wells, that would have helped as well. So those were all terrible. Not real happy with oil at the moment, so that's why I'm completely ignoring it. Yeah, the stuff can move on its own nice and slow, but the oil, forget it. I'm not doing it. And we're just about done with 1836. be able to squeeze a third one off this year. That would be very nice. Or not. Just got nailed by interest charges. That's the end of that. That's fine. Got 2 of them off. That's good. If we can keep that up, we'll have this chipped away in just about 50 years. Well, 100 years, but whatever. Try and be a bit optimistic. But although once we do get them chipped down a bit, the actual interest will be less, so it actually will accelerate as we get further on. So, although I'm assuming long before that we'll get new vehicles and I'll end up spending a bunch. Probably extending the loans to do so, but anyway. But at this point, I have 101 more clicks of this button to get to the debt-free zone. So, we'll get there, but it's a very, very slow process, but we're getting there. It's important to always stay optimistic. Once again, there was no new vehicle for 37, so keep our eyes out for 38. Hopefully we'll get something then. Yeah, okay, so must still have had something. I guess it's not completely empty. It's heading now for the woods, so it must still be able to bring some with it. I think I would like to pop over there and verify that. Okay, so there's forest there still. So this one's completely gone now. So I think we need to make some changes on this route. Where's the depot? Where is the depot? I clearly have missed it somewhere. Clearly I've missed it. Yeah, I really don't see my depot. Usually I put them on corners so I can find them for exactly this reason. But I really do not see it. Okay, well, I guess in that case all I can do is pick a vehicle. Okay, so it's heading for maintenance now, so I'll just follow it. Oh, it's right there. It's hidden inside all these trees. Okay. Alright, so we need to get all of these vehicles up here so I can edit them all, because we need to no longer. Okay, so Greenus is the one that's still working, so we need to get rid of Great Teely. Okay. We can do that. That'll help, since these ones will no longer be making this long trip out here for nothing. Because I remember for a long time it was fluctuating between 0 and 6 or 12 or something. Like it had some production, it was just very, very limited. But now clearly it's completely gone, so there's no point in having them come out here to test it. That will save them some time, which will mean they'll improve in their profit, although it will also mean that they're going to drain this forest a bit faster, so it may go away at some point too, but in the short term, that will help these vehicles. May actually want to just sell one or two of them off to compensate, actually. Maybe I'll do that. That will help compensate for the amount. Yeah, these ones are very old anyway. The amount of trees they're going to haul out. So that means this forest will last a little bit longer before it peters out. Plus these vehicles are some of my original ones, so they're really, you can tell by the low numbers on them. So they're really, really, really old, 37 years old now, and they're only supposed to make it to 25, so no wonder they're having so much trouble with breakdowns. Yeah. Anyway. Well, yeah, we still get some value for them, even if they're really far over, which is good. I mean, it's a pittance compared to how much they cost, of course, but it's good to at least get something out of them. So that's useful. Alright, got this down to an even 2 mil. So sometime in 38 we'll be able to break down into the 1 mils. And that will be good. There we go. Happy 1838, everyone. Let's see if it's a really happy 1838 and there'll be a vehicle pop up, but I'm guessing there isn't. It doesn't look like it. That's disappointing, but that's okay. I think actually this one might be the next thing that's going to finish. Just because it doesn't want all that much compared to this one. So even though it started later, it's already caught up and surpassed, so that's nice. Yeah, that's doing fine. Which means Prarton should be generally happy with us. Yep, which is good. So that's excellent. Zooming through the months now. I'd like to chip one more off this before I call it an episode. That's kind of my mini goal here. I'll keep getting blasted by said interest, so it's making it very slow. Oh, so close. So much interest. And property maintenance, of course. It all adds up. It's very, very expensive. not be able to pay off something, and 38 might have to take until 39. This is not really jumping that much. No, it's getting close though. I missed it. I could have got one there before the interest hit. I missed it. Shame on me. Got it. There we go. Now this, of course, will go horrifically negative, but that's okay. That's okay. Either way, I've cracked this back down to starting with a 1, so that's good progress. It still obviously has a really, really long way to go, but that's alright. So at this point, folks, I think I'm going to call that an episode. So until next time, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.